Hey friends, we're back with Sonal Uberoi. Hello, Sonal. Great seeing you again.
Hi, Alan. How are you? Great to be here.
Good. Does my background look like it should be one of those beaches in Spain? I don't know where this picture was taken.
It definitely does look like one of the beaches here in Spain.
Well, I'm not going to tell people. I'm not going to tell people when we're done with the video you're headed to the beach, but that's a story for another day. So, we had a little conversation about aging in our industry. This is sort of an issue, right? People getting older, younger, or older people coming in being managed by younger people. You want to address it?
Yes, I mean, I was at the ITB Berlin just a few weeks ago, ITB Wellness in Berlin, and I heard, a good fellow consultant, Wilfried Reckman, talk about, he shared a very interesting slide, which, showed how in the Occidental world, the Western world, where you have, the majority of the workforce is between 50 and 65, then there's a significant drop between the 35 to 50-year-old, and an even further drop when you go to the 15 to 30. Then it starts picking up, which means we have an aging workforce. The 50-year-old of today has, is the new 40s. So we're faced with 55 or 50-year-old therapists being managed by, let's say, a 28-year-old spa supervisor who wants to go up the ladder. And these spa supervisors normally don't have the education, or they're not being trained to manage, across generations and across cultures. So it is a big concern. And what adds to it is that younger people, as we were just talking earlier on, you find the young millennials or younger than the millennials, they want to do work that is sociable, in the sense the hours, they don't need to work every Saturday, Sunday, public holiday. And, they can use, instead of using their hands, they're actually using, their iPads or their iPhones or technology, which has better social currency at the end.
Well, and as we know at the moment, your iPhone cannot do a massage. Now, I know there's robots coming out of Japan that they're teaching them how to do massage. That's probably a story for another day. But you are correct. The nature of the beast, even in the US, we know there's this massive aging population who actually are the ones who can go in and get body work and assorted things done all the time in the spa channel, but you still need therapists. And I know Global Wellness or Global Beauty or iSpa, or someone has been putting out the data that says there's 30 to 40,000 person shortage in our industry. But you think it's even worse in Europe, right, than it is in the United States here.
And it's, for us in Europe, it's a growing concern, and not only in Spain or in Germany. For example, we were speaking to the people in Germany, and they thought they could get people either from Spain or Portugal and move them to Germany for higher salaries. And no one wants to go to work. No one wants to be a therapist there. No one wants to work in the spa industry. Lower wages, they just barely get the bare minimum. 1 weekend off every month instead of, another job. So they get twice the pay and they have their weekends free, and also flexible working arrangements. So it is a growing concern. We see it definitely in Europe, which is already an aging population.
Wait, are you telling me that as a therapist, you might have to work weekends or nights or be on call?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is the nature of our beast. Is it's a very all-encompassing industry. It takes up a lot of your time, your physical energy, physical, and you need to be metaphysical to be in our business, right? I mean, you can't have your head somewhere else when you're practicing body work.
No, you can't. No. When you're doing a massage, you can't be thinking, oh, what I'll be doing tomorrow. You have to be present. And you're there for an hour or 90-minute treatment, and you can't go from treatment to treatment to treatment. I mean, these kind of jobs, people want to do it 10, 15 years. And, and also you're talking about, majority tend to be female, and it's also changing, thank God. There are more male therapists, but a predominantly female therapists, you find until they come to that age where they want to create a family and they want to kind of balance work and their home life, it's practically impossible. Wow. They need to be there during the weekends or in the evenings. It's when people want to have a massage, not during the work day. They want to have it in the evenings or the weekends or public holidays. So we have quite a growing challenge. We do.
We could debate the how technology has created this hiccup in our industry, but that would take us all day. So we'll save that for another time. Can I switch subjects with you back to the shortage issue? Because I think this is so critical. Like when I look at the schools in the US market here, you know, they are full. There's a lot of people in school, but then I think there's like a 40 or 50% dropout rate, like within a year. I'm quoting off the top of my head, so don't call me out on it, but it's a real problem. People think it's a great profession. They want to get it in, and then for some reason they don't stay.
It's a difficult profession. I think looking from the outside in, when people say, what do I do? And they, you know, people ask me what I do and they think, oh, what a fabulous and difficult job you have. And then you're like, it's far from the reality. You know, your day-to-day is very, very difficult. And as a therapist, when you are interested in this kind of route, you're promised, or you have this idea that it will be this very nice, balanced, beautiful environment until you actually start working and you see the reality is very different. And the high dropout rate is also due to the poor training we give our spa managers to, you know, to engage their teams. And you find that, you know, that many people leave because they didn't have a manager who understood them, or a GM who understood them, or they were held to unrealistic objectives, or, you know, it's very target oriented. So they have to make so much in retail sales, so much in massage. That kind of pressure on a person who's not naturally like that. I mean, if you're you know, therapists are a different breed of people, you know, and you suddenly put them into that kind of pressure.
Well,
you know?
We call it life, and it doesn't mean it's easy. And by the way, you sound a lot like our friend Lisa Starr, because she hammers away on educate. I mean, that was the mantra 30 years ago when I got in the business. I don't think anything's changed at this point. So maybe next time we'll address the whole education issue. But Sonal, I love your perspective on it. These are two really critical subjects. And for those watching, hang on a minute, reach out to Sonal. She talks and works across the globe. So just because I said she's in Spain doesn't mean she doesn't work in the United States, right?
Right. That's true.
Right. Sonal, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you get that glass of wine or go to the beach, or both this evening.
I'll do both. Thank you so much for having me over.
It's great speaking with you, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Talk soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.